Oh, and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen David, here on YouTube, guys. I'm going to hit that sub, ring that notification, and give this video a like. And yes, I do look different from before. The beard's gone and the hair's gone. Just wanted to smart myself up, I think. Hopefully it works. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you so much to all the new subscribers now to 167 subs as we continue to build this new Rangers daily news channel, guys. All for nothing. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the game today. Had planned to do a pod earlier, but had a family thing, so I've changed and done this video instead. So Rangers came away from today's game with a 3-0 victory over Raith Rovers in the Scottish Cup quarter-final to advance to the semi-final. Draw takes place after the Ayr Falkirk game tomorrow. So obviously the teams left in the cup, obviously those scumbags from across the city in green and white. You've got Inverness, Caledonian Thistle, and then Ayr or Falkirk. I think there's little doubt that we will draw either Ayr, Falkirk, or Inverness, Caledonian Thistle, and Celtic will get the other team. I think as much as it might be nice to play Celtic in the semi-final and knock them out in the semi-final to give them a bloody nose, I can't see the competition, the Scottish Cup competition and the league and the television companies allowing Celtic Rangers not to be the final, really. Just a little fix theory that I have anyway. So we're going to talk obviously about the game. We're going to talk about the players. I thought overall, decent, solid performances from most players. Fashion didn't have the best of games today. Played okay. I thought that, McGregor, not much to do other than that very nervous moment earlier on, when he was scrambling about when Gonçalves took that shot from the halfway line. Tav did well, played well. It was about a 7 out of 10. I thought Goldson, apart from that, obviously that mistake that led to the Gonçalves chance was solid again. Ben Davis solid. Borna had a decent game. I think that's obviously good. Rid Van Yilmaz is back. Borna knows that he's now got him breathing down his neck. I thought obviously, the change of Lundstrom to Jack made sense. At the end of the day, you want to rest Jack, keep Jack fit, ready for the rest of the season. I think, ready for those games, particularly against Celtic. You want Jack fully fit and raring to go. And obviously that makes sense. Lundstrom didn't play that bad after all. Cantwell and Raskin, I thought, were excellent. Cantwell in particular, again, very creative going forward, very incisive passing, played very well indeed. Then you had obviously Fashion. Was okay. Cholak was okay. Not as effective as he was against Hibernian. Ryan Kent was good. So overall, a fairly solid performance from the team. We'll talk about some specific players in a minute, and let's just have a look back, shall we, on some of those goals. Let's start. I think this is the Goldson goal. Yes, it is. So we've got Cholak making a nuisance of himself in the box. Borna over the set piece. Raith having a rather shockingly pink top. So ball in from Borna and a dominant header at that back post there from Connor Goldson. Absolutely superb header and goal from Connor Goldson. Sometimes you don't see that. I heard him described on one of the podcasts I was listening to, the Rabble, as having a 50p forehead, but that was a good, solid header from Connor Goldson there. Really, really good. Overall. So, that was pretty spot on, a very good finish by Connor Goldson. Then obviously there was the own goal, and then obviously the last chance being the Scott Arfield goal. Here we go. So this is the own goal. So Cantwell thrusting forward again, great ball out to Tav. Tav puts it in the box, and Nolan, again, you got to ask what on earth he thinks he's doing there. I mean, let's just look back at that goal for a minute. Cantwell doing what he did all afternoon, thrusting forward, good ball out to Tav. Tav with a first time cross, not under no pressure. It was a bit of a nothing cross from Tav, and it was just turned into his own net by Nolan, something he didn't really need to do. He had more time than he realised. I thought, it was just a pretty shocking goal to concede, but a second goal nonetheless that kind of, gave Rangers that cushion then to start making changes. And overall, Rangers had, they created some decent chances. Before that, there'd been some missed chances, some saves by McDonald, the goalkeeper. Overall, it was a decent performance. It was a decent performance. It wasn't a brilliant performance. It wasn't a terrible performance. Michael Beale called it a bit like a training ground game, in his post-match interview that he gave, and some more interesting news, which I'll get onto, guys, about Alfie Moreles in that post-match interview that he gave. But overall, okay performance, did exactly what we needed to do, never really got out of second gear, felt that Rangers had a few more gears to go up to if they needed it. And we got the last We- There we go. A good goal there. Let's look at that. Let's look back at that goal again. Some good football here from Rangers. Tav in gets it forward. Lucky break though there, I suppose, to Yanis Hadji. Hadji comes inside, beats one man. His pass takes two out of the game. Lovely ball on from Cantwell under pressure, and Scotty Arfield is there to score. It was Yanis Hadji did well when he came on, and Michael Beale spoke very glowingly about Yanis Hadji after the game, didn't he? So, overall, again, you've got to say, though that goal again. On both those goals, you saw an involvement from this man here, Todd Cantwell. And Cantwell, I think, has been first class since he's come to the club. And I think, like I said in a previous video, it does really stand the Rangers in excellent stead going forward. The fact that, Todd Cantwell and Nicholas Raskin, who've more on Raskin in a minute, have both been fantastic since they've come in. Both of Michael Beale signings, it does show that this guy has got an eye for a good player. Raskin was good, but Cantwell all afternoon was spot on with the way he played. His passing was good. He got forward. He influenced the game in the right areas. He did a good job, and he is a really promising player, I think. And I think really do hope that him and Raskin start when we come to play at the Scum in a few weeks' time. As I mentioned there before, Nicholas Raskin, I thought again was good. Raskin, he's got that refreshing attitude, hasn't he? All the time, wants to get forward, wants to play the ball forward. And Raskin again had another spot on game today. Did very, very well indeed, did Nicholas Raskin. Raskin and Cantwell, really did stand out today. I think it's between those two. As to who was man of the match, obviously some notable others like Goldson, for example, did very well today as well. And Borna, like I said, had a good game. Guys, look out for the man of the match poll, which is coming on the Glasgow Rangers Nation. I'll post that on my community tab. So after this video, go and check it out and vote for who you think was the man of the match against Raith yesterday. Like I said, it was a solid performance. Michael Beale speaking after the game, he spoke to obviously the TV and he spoke to Scottish media after the game. This is just a sample of what he had to say. He said it's 3 wins and another week where we can tick all the boxes, and now we move on to Motherwell next weekend. We still have 10 league games and hopefully 2 more cup games to play, so there's still a lot of football to come. Also, he talked about the contract situation as well, of Alfie Moreles, of Ryan Kent, and of Ryan Jack. And I dropped a video yesterday. Go back and check that out for some more specifics on that. The fact that he wanted Kent and Jack to stay. He did call out Alfie, I felt, a little bit, by saying that, Alfie needs to see more from Alfie. He said, obviously, that when he first came to the club, Alfie was the only fit striker. So, of course, got the shirt. He's now put Cholak in. He likes Cholak's energy. He likes what he's seeing from Cholak. And he needs to see more from Alfie. He said he was obviously free to go and speak to who he wanted to. Reference to the question about Sevilla, but I think it was a case of the fact that he does want to see more from Alfie on the field. He does want to see more from Alfie, I think, in fitness terms as well. And I know I can sit here, not looking the most trim, but Alfie's a professional footballer. He's got to look fit. He's got to look strong, and I don't think he does that all the time. I don't think he has at all this season. I think, like I said in the video later on, go back and check it out for specifics. The video that I dropped yesterday, as regards the contract update on Beale, Jack, and Kent. About Alfie Moreles. But a solid performance. Good that obviously that Ridvan Yilmaz got some game time. That John Sauter got some game time. Obviously both of them coming back from long-term injuries. Ridvan Yilmaz, ran very well. He was very creative down the left when he came on. Obviously, I think we'll give the manager a selection headache once he is fully fit and give Borna a bit of competition. Sauter did very well as well. It even prompted, I think, when he was speaking to Scottish written media, when he was talking about the thought of even trying 3 at the back at some point, going forward. I mean, when I heard that, I had a little dabble as to what it could look like. Could this be a possible team that we put out in an All Firm game or in a cup final? Sauter, Goldson, and Davis at the back as a back 3, then Tav, Raskin, Cantwell, and Barisic as a 4, and then Tillman behind Fashion and Cholak. Is that something that could work? The fact that he does want to get John Sauter involved. Sauter is a big old unit, a good defender. Is that something that could work for Rangers, a 3 at the back formation? Well, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But overall, progression to the semi-finals is the main thing. Focus back on the league next weekend against Motherwell. Well done, Rangers. 2, 3 wins if you count the Kilmarnock game, 3 wins in a week. Spot on from the boys. Really proud of, again, that we got through today. Really proud of being a Rangers fan. Proud to be doing this channel for you and giving you daily Rangers news. I'll be back later with the video. Please check it out. Remember to hit the sub, ring the notification, and obviously give this video a like. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. Guys, and always remember, this city is blue. Glasgow is blue. It is not green and white. No one wants to be green and white. No one wants to be associated with the great unwashed from across the city. They are scum. No surrender. We are Rangers.